Russian Colonel General latest military commander to be replaced in Ukraine, says UK. A Russian Colonel General has purportedly been replaced in the latest of a series of dismissals of senior Russian military commanders since Russia's invasion of Ukraine, the UK Ministry of Defense says. It said in its latest intelligence update that Major Alexander Linkov was reportedly appointed acting commander of Russia's Central Military District on Thursday, replacing Colonel Alexander Lapin. The ministry said. Lapin has been widely criticized for poor performance on the battlefield in Ukraine by both Chechen leader Ramzan Kadyrov and Wagner head Yevgeny Prigozhin. These dismissals represent a pattern of blame against senior Russian military commanders for failures to achieve Russian objectives on the battlefield. This is in part likely an attempt to insulate and deflect blame from Russian senior leadership at home. Tens of thousands of Italians have marched through Rome calling for peace in Ukraine and urging Italy to stop sending of weapons to fight the Russian invasion. Agence France Presse reported that one large banner carried by protesters on Saturday read "No to war. No to sending weapons" as a vast crowd broke into cries of "Give peace a chance." Italy, a founding member of NATO, has supported Ukraine from the start of the war, including providing it with arms. The new far-right Prime Minister, Giorgia Meloni, has said that will not change, and the government has said it is expecting to send more weapons soon. But some, including former Prime Minister Giuseppe Conte, have said Italy should be stepping up negotiations instead. The peace rally was attended by about 30,000 people, Rome police told Italian media. Demonstrator Roberto Zanoa told AFP. The weapons were sent at the beginning on the grounds that this would prevent an escalation. 9 months later, and it seems to me that there's been an escalation. Look at the facts. Sending weapons does not help stop a war, weapons help fuel a war. Student Sarah John Petro said the conflict was being dragged out by arming Ukraine, which has economic consequences for our country, but for the respect of human rights too. The group of 7 foreign ministers, including Italy, vowed on Friday to continue supporting Ukraine in the fight against Russia. The Biden administration in the U.S. is privately encouraging Ukraine's leaders to signal an openness to negotiate with Russia and drop their public refusal to engage in peace talks unless President Vladimir Putin is removed from power, according to the Washington Post. The Post quotes sources familiar with the discussions. The request was not a bid to force Ukraine into negotiations, but an attempt to maintain support in countries worried about Putin's war's impact on the world economy and the threat of nuclear war. The Post quotes one anonymous U.S. official who stated, "Ukraine fatigue is a real thing for some of our partners." The White House National Security Council had no immediate comment on the accuracy of the Post report. A State Department spokesperson said, "The Kremlin continues to escalate this war. The Kremlin has demonstrated its unwillingness to seriously engage in negotiations since even before it launched its full-scale invasion of Ukraine."